How's it going, everybody? Chadley here, and in today's video we're going to be ranking Flak's action skills from worst to best. Now, I do just want to start this off by saying I don't think any of Flak's action skills are bad. They are all incredibly viable and very good, but just compared to each other, obviously there's going to be one that is worst, and then obviously one that is best. And also for this list, I am counting 3-shot fadeaway and Guerrillas in the Mist as different action skills. I know Guerrillas in the Mist is an augment, but it completely changes how you play fadeaway. So for the sake of this list, they are going to be separate. So I really wanted to make this video because right now on the channel, we have an updated build for each one of these 4 action skills with Gamma Burst, 3-shot fadeaway, Guerrillas in the Mist fadeaway, and Rakk attack. So this list should help you guys out pick which one you should probably be using for most endgame content. And this list, ranking these, is just based off of their ability to do all content in the game, which does include the Guardian Takedown. Now, some of you might not play the Guardian Takedown, but it is kind of our example of the hardest difficulty in the game. So I am going to be including it for reasons why these are placing where they are. So now that you guys have some background into why I'm picking these in the way that I am, let's go ahead and start off at technically the worst. I have big air quotes around that because, like I said, none of these are actually bad, but just compared to each other, I find some a little bit easier to use. But starting us off at number 4 is going to be Rakk attack. Now first, we're going to go into some pros of Rakk attack. First off, it's probably the easiest action skill to be using. All you got to do is press F. All of your action skill ends work. And then also you can do some really cool things with Rakk attack. Rakk attack is usually my go-to for doing any sort of weird builds like slams or certain melee type things. Rakk is usually the way to go to. And also you can abuse the action skill start stopgap effect, which does increase your survivability a ton and is definitely one of the easier ways of playing Rakk attack. But I also think it's a little cheesy using that. But the main reason why I'm putting this at number 4 is with Rakk attack, there is no way to get enemies to not shoot you. You never go invisible. You never have really enemies focusing on your pet. And just overall, it's really hard to survive at the moment, and has always been that case, even before the enemy damage being as insane as it is. Rakk attack has always been the hardest to survive. But I do just want to reiterate, Rakk attack is still really good. You can put out some crazy damage, and also with the stopgap trick, you have to sacrifice a bonus element, which is sacrificing a little bit of damage. But you can also do the Frozen Heart thing, like our Frosted Flak build does, and that works great as well. But just like the stopgap one, you are sacrificing a bonus element. But now coming in at number 3, we're going to have to give that to Guerrillas in the Mist. Now, this is definitely one of the best boss killing options for Flak, especially when you pair it with a stack bot. You can melt almost any boss in the game in just less than one Guerrillas in the Mist duration. It's kind of insane how much damage you can put out, especially if you go like the URAD route. But that's also one of the reasons Guerrillas in the Mist isn't higher on our list, is it almost sort of feels like you need URAD to make this worthwhile. Because with Guerrillas in the Mist, it's a little bit harder to cycle fadeaways and keep your bonus elements up that you have on your shield and grenade. So you kind of do want some URAD going on your main weapon just so it's active at all times. Even though they're not creating bonus projectiles anymore, it's still really nice to have radiation going at all times. Now, Guerrillas in the Mist is going to be getting a lot better, especially if you are using URAD like we do on ampmaster Flak in the near future once they fix the enemies doing Mayhem 10 damage. But for right now, you do get one hit fairly constantly when you have no health gate. But like I said, that is going to be changing very soon, and Guerrillas in the Mist is going to be stepping up very, very soon. It also pains me to put Guerrillas in the Mist at number 3 because, in my opinion, it's my favorite way of playing Flak. I just find it so fun, and it just kind of feels like how you should be playing Flak. Now, coming in at number 2 is going to be 3-shot fadeaway. This action skill, you have some of the highest damage potential on Flak, and also when you're doing things like the Guardian Takedown, you draw aggro with Not My Circus, and you can chain fadeaways super quick by using a reflux. I highly recommend using a reflux when you're doing 3-shot fadeaway. You can just go in and out of fadeaway constantly, keep your bonus elements up, and keep aggro on your pet. From comments I've seen on all of our previous videos and stuff like that, it seems like 3-shot fadeaway is most people's favorite way of playing Flak, but this class did take a little bit of a hit with bonus projectiles. And also, sometimes the enemies just don't care if you're invisible. That's the same thing with Guerrillas in the Mist, but it's a little bit more prevalent with 3-shot, as you can move a lot further, and you can really notice when enemies are still just kind of locked onto you, even though you've moved across the map. And it's also a little bit limiting because you do need a reflex, like I was saying, to chain those fadeaways and get the highest potential out of 3-shot fadeaway. Now finally coming in at number 1, we only have one option left, and that is Gamma Burst. Since basically DLC 2, I have been saying that Gamma Burst is by far the easiest and best way to be playing flak. It is just the perfect combination of damage and survivability. Basically, nothing's going to be shooting at you when you guys are using a Red Fang, and also you can do some pretty darn decent bossing, and by far is the easiest way of doing like the Guardian takedown or Malawan takedown with flak. It is kind of nuts how easy it is to survive. There's also several ways of playing it. You can either do URAD versions or just straight Gamma Burst versions. Either way, it's going to work very well. I just personally like URAD a little bit better, just so we can get as much damage possible. Having a health gate on there is just kind of a little overkill with survivability, because even if you do manage to go down, you can get back up right away, and it's really not a big deal. And I'd just rather have as much damage as possible. And also the weapon diversity with Gamma Burst is insane, as long as it has the URAD anointment if you're doing URAD Gamma Burst, or the Gamma Burst anointment if you're just doing normal Gamma Burst. That basically makes anything really good, and you guys can use almost anything with Gamma Burst. Now, a common complaint I see of Gamma Burst is people find it just really boring. You kind of just press F on a location if you're on PC, and just call out your action skill, and then that's basically it. It doesn't really do anything special. It just makes your pet bigger and everybody shoot at your pet, and just allows you to shoot other enemies. So it's nothing really that exciting, but also you are kind of forced to use a Red Fang for the most part. Unless you're just straight bossing, you're going to have a Red Fang on, so there's not much diversity in the class mod department as opposed to all of the other action skills. You can use Cosmic Stalkers, Bounty Hunters, Stack Bots, Rack Packs, all sorts of different class mods. But with Gamma Burst, you're kind of locked into the Red Fang for the best potential possible. But yeah, guys, that's how I would personally rank flak's action skills. Like I said, it's my personal opinion. I'm not saying this is the definitive best order for the action skills. If you guys have a different order or prefer playing one of the other ones, make sure you guys let me know as a comment down below. Just be respectful to other people. Don't attack anybody for thinking some other action skill is best. And like I said at the start of the video, all of these action skills are amazing. None of them are in bad states, and flak just overall is going to be getting even better as time goes on. They're going to be fixing things that are really impacting them. Basically, the enemy damage is the main one, and that's going to be fixed relatively soon. So flak is definitely going to be on the come up. So if you guys actually don't have flaks at the moment, make sure you make them, get them leveled up, because very soon he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a thumbs up on it. Really helps me out. If you guys want to see more Borderlands content, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys over on Twitch every single night right around 8 p.m. Central Time. But have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next video. See ya.